Hi, this is Rahul with RideWithRahul.com. Hope you guys are doing well. Today's video is about why we need ABS in India, and this is footage from my recent Sunday ride with RCK and my friends, the group which calls itself Users, and we were just riding along the highway. Standard speeds of around 115, 120, which we do regularly on Sunday mornings. Everything was going according to plan, but then this happened. Take a look. Let's take a look at that again. Now luckily that didn't hurt him, because he only needed to slow down a certain amount, so as soon as he let go of the brakes, the lock cleared up and he lived that time. But this is what I've been saying for a long time, that we need ABS in all motorcycles in India, but at least the motorcycles which are designed for applying on the highway, they should have ABS, because I'm sure most of the experienced riders would agree with me that ABS is a safety feature which is required, because in India, more than other countries, people do not follow traffic rules. People suddenly cut across lanes and they don't even know that they're doing it wrong. Like in other countries, people might do it by mistake, but here people do it regularly and they don't even know that it's wrong. So what happens here is that we were riding on the highway, and just as you saw, the truck suddenly came to the left and they had to evade braking. Now the RC390 comes with an ABS, and that was the bike before the Ninja 300, so the RC had to brake even harder, but thanks to the ABS his brakes did not lock up. I was riding the Duke 390, I had a pillion, I also had to brake, but I had spotted this earlier, so I had an advantage. They both hadn't spotted this, so they braked late, and whereas we could see that the RC did not lock up, the Ninja did. And a lot of motor journalists have been saying that you should provide a little bit of an ABS feature on the Ninja 300, especially when it's costing 4 lakhs. But I don't think Kawasaki India is listening. The moment I say ABS is required, a lot of people will come in and say, oh, we are such expert riders, we are MotoGP experts and we own super bikes. And a lot of assholes I find on forums who claim to know everything about biking, and they're such expert riders that they claim that they do not need ABS, and some even claim that ABS is required for novice riders only, because expert riders like them do not need ABS. And if you have ABS, you cannot learn the basics of braking and you cannot learn how to be a better rider. Well, all of that is bullshit, plain simple bullshit, because you can learn how to brake progressively, and you can learn how to use front brake, how much front brake to use and how much rear brake to use, even if you have ABS, because ABS does not kick in unless you make a mistake, or when the gravel or wet conditions are not letting the brakes function properly. So it is only there when you screw up. So if you're a new rider and you have ABS, then you're learning how to brake late, you're learning how to brake hard. When you're doing it right, ABS does not kick in. When you're doing it wrong, ABS kicks in and it makes you realize your mistake. If your bike does not have ABS and you try to learn these things as a new rider, then obviously your bike locks up and you're in more of a chance to crash. So you learn it the hard way by crashing. But with ABS you can learn it, because when the ABS locks up, when the ABS is engaged, you can feel that the ABS engaged, so you know that you did wrong. But even for an experienced rider, ABS is important, because dogs can come into your way, and no matter how much experience you have, if you're going at around 120 kilometers per hour, suddenly a dog comes up and you brake. This is not a track situation. You are not ready for that. You brake by your reflex and you may lock up, you may not, but you may. And even if you have such huge reflexes, such huge training, suppose you're carrying a pillion, braking dynamics changes a lot when you are carrying a pillion, and it really changes. Everything changes at that point of time. I have toured with a pillion on wet road, and I have experience on braking on wet gravel. Now that's like one pillion, then wet conditions plus gravel. I was braking very nice and progressively, and still I managed to lock the brakes up, because suddenly the road condition changed from good to bad. And this I'm talking about a few months back while I was touring, and I locked up and the ABS saved me. From then on, I know how important ABS is. So a lot of smart ass people might try to tell you that ABS is bad, it makes you a lesser rider, it gives you, I mean, it doesn't develop your skills. But plainly, simply, that's bullshit. So ABS is required for the motorcycles that are ready to ply on the highway. I know that for cost reasons it may not be possible to put it on 100cc motorcycles, but 100cc motorcycles to 150cc motorcycles generally do not do those speeds that easily. But our KTM Duke 390 or the Ninja, these do 130, 140 speeds on the highway very easily, and they do not even feel unstable. So we hold those speeds quite comfortably on the highway, on the open road. When the wheels lock up, then we are left nowhere. Obviously with the Duke and the RC, we lock it up and the ABS saves us. But with the Ninja, even at the 4 lakh price point, the ABS is not there, and I don't know why. Another point which I'm trying to tell you is that if you think you're such a smart ass who doesn't need ABS, there is an option. You can just turn off, and most motorcycles that come with ABS, they know that stunters or for some special purpose or for some special smart ass, they might need it to turn it off. So you can turn it off if you want. Now another thing which I want to mention is that I'm not talking about CABS or combined ABS or Honda technology. This is a patented Honda technology, and I do not like it because CABS, it is along with ABS, it is combined braking. Combined braking is a completely different technology, and it should not be confused with ABS, because when you have combined braking, even if you engage the front brake, your back brake automatically engages. That is a feature in Honda motorcycles which I absolutely do not like, because while we are doing track riding or we are cornering, I like to use the front brake a little bit to correct my course. But if the back brake also engages at that point of time, it will actually not help my cornering at all. So combined braking might be taking away the controls from the motorcycle rider, but ABS is not. So do not confuse these two things, and hell yeah, we need ABS. Thanks for watching, and the full video of this ride will come up very soon on my channel, so please subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching, and thanks for listening to all my blabbering. See you next time, and see you very soon.